Hello, welcome YouTube. As you can tell, I'm on Honkai Star Rail. And I won't be making video for a while, because I'm going to be going out camping. So I won't be posting a video for quite a bit. So I'm just letting you know, if you're wondering why I'm not going to post for a while, because I'm going camping and doing other stuff as well. So, just letting you guys know ahead of time. But, I am going to mention what I'm going to be doing a guide for and warning ahead of time. This is going to be a guide about a character you don't see till the end of the story currently out. So if you never did that mission yet and you don't want to be spoiled, please do that mission and come back to this video. But besides from that, I'm going to be doing a guide on how to build both the March to Hunt and March to Preservation. My main reason why for doing March of all people, considering you get March so early on, is, well, that's one of the main reasons. You get March really early on in the game. It's one of the first characters you get, to my knowledge. And she's one of the only characters, besides from Dong Hung, and the main character, that can do this. Even then, Dong Hung can't really do this. There's just two separate Dong Hungs. There's also Dong Hung Library Lune, and there's regular Dong Hung. So they have two separate things, unlike March and the main character, who you can just switch between. So, that mixed with her being a brand new character, mixed with March being one of my favorites, makes me want to do a guide. And as you can tell based off these here, of this in general, you want crit rate. You want crit rate, crit damage, and attack. That's what you want with March here. That's mainly what you want.
We did it! This is what they mean by...
So you pretty much want this piece, but instead of defense or break effect, you're going to want crit rate and crit damage. And then you pretty much have the ideal piece. And with this one, the defense and HP, you want attack instead. That's it. Roughly summarize. One thing I do suggest though is if you can't get an attack, a speed is also good. So you can have attack, speed, crit rate, crit damage, and that would be a really good piece too. It's just preferably more attack, because her stuff is based off her attack. You could have speed on this, so she can attack more often because she has higher speed, but I personally prefer attack. It's not the worst thing you can do to put speed there, just I prefer attack. Because there's a bunch of characters that, like Sparkle for example, who gives them crit damage, and on top of that can also make it their turn the next turn. And Branya. So if you just have those characters, it's not really a problem. Because these characters are meant to have high speed, usually. But yeah, that's roughly what you're going to want for her in the relic category. Traces, her stuff is based off her basic attack. Everything she does is based off her basic attack, and that's mainly the thing you're going to care about. So you're going to want to upgrade this, then this. Weirdly enough last. You would think you want the ultimate sooner than later, but to be honest, her ultimate isn't that good. Don't get me wrong, her ultimate's cool because it shows it shows the path of her training to become the swordsman. But it's still not the best for power wise. Her basic attack is stronger. And because her stuff is based off her basic attack, you're going to want something like this. Because it increases the basic attack and skill damage. Don't get me wrong, she doesn't actually have a skill. She has a skill, but it supports somebody else, and she can't support herself. So, it's not a damage skill. So, this is purely for the basic attack bonus. The skill doesn't matter, because she doesn't attack with her skill. It's a buff. It's like a support skill. And if you're wondering why she has a support skill, not an attack skill, I honestly couldn't tell you. Probably something with the lore. I can't remember. I know she was warning ahead of time, by the way, before I mention anything about the lore. There's the new character in the banner currently at the moment, plus that ice character, can't remember her name, the one that uses the swords. They were both tasked to teach March swordsmanship. And March had to compete in the tournament, and she has her own event and everything. So that's a roughly mention, like, the why she's, first of all, becoming a swordsman when she was a preservation for so long. And on top of that, yeah. Yeah, it pretty much just gives a rough idea of stuff. But I couldn't tell you. It might mention it somewhere in the story, but I honestly don't remember, so I couldn't care less. But yeah. I'm going to do a quick reminder. This, you want something that gives more attack or basic attack. With this, you're probably going to want this set or something that does with similar bonuses. And what you mainly want is attack, crit rate, crit damage, or attack, speed, crit rate, and crit damage. One of those two. That's the ideal piece. But upon that, I am going to move to preservation. Most of you guys probably already know how March preservation works, because how long she's been out. Like, she's been out since the start of the game. And you get her as one of your first characters to my knowledge, so I won't be surprised if you already know her. It's no big deal. If you or not, because you can just click off this video if you already know. It's just for people who are just starting the game. You can roughly get to know how she works, because she's actually one of the better tanks. And here's one thing you don't have to have. I just personally like this. This increases the rare effect for every 100 defense. Like it's actually pretty good, because the way this weapon works is for every 100 defense you get 1% attack, and it could go up to 48% attack. So pretty much what that weapon does, it turns a tank to a DPS tank. That's pretty much what it does. And March is a pretty attacky character, I won't lie. So it's a really good weapon for her. Her skill generates a shield based off her defense. And it's really good for, and it's just really good. Every single time she puts a shield there and that ally gets attacked, she does a follow-up attack that does pretty good damage. She does a pretty good follow-up attack that does quite a bit of her damage. And her ultimate shoots like a bunch of little arrow things, which has a chance to freeze enemies. And on top of that, it does pretty high damage. And obviously this is her basic attack. As you can tell everything's based off the defense, pretty much. Like, all of her main stuff is based off defense. So you're going to want to give her as high defense as possible. So I suggest this piece, because this is like the ideal piece you'll want for March, because it increases defense and it makes it so her shield that she generates could absorb more damage. But this is actually exactly what you're going to want. You're going to want attack, because she's like an attack tank. HP, because you need HP. Defense and effect res. Those are like the ideal what you want. This is the perfect piece. And you are just going to want that on every single piece. So you want this on every piece. But obviously with this, I have effect hit rate, so she can freeze people more often with her basic attacks and follow-up attacks, because they can freeze people as well if you have effect hit rate. So I personally like effect hit rate, but you could go with defense. Defense, you can argue, is better. But yeah, so if you don't want to do effect hit rate, just do defense. Tons of defense. This is also an ideal piece. If you don't want a DPS version of March, this is a really good piece. Because this makes her super tanky in general, because effect res and effect hit rate makes it so she can freeze enemies more often. So this is the ideal piece for if you don't want to have a DPS version of this character. And the reason why I have this on, because I don't have one that does ice, and it's just a filler. As you can tell, March isn't the most perfectly refined, but good enough. It's not like I'm going to be using March tons anyway, because I have better characters with my, like, Fuixan for this stuff. And I don't have her Eden level that high. Which is weird, because she's one of the first characters you get. You would think I would. But I don't. And upon that, I'm going to end this video. Like and subscribe if you found the video useful. And upon that, have a good day.